DFVIDTUTS 2015, and in this episode I'll talk about advanced farming, about all the plants you can make and what to do with those plants. Because up until now we've just been using plump helmets to eat, and well, there's more of those, so there's more plants to eat, but you have to process them, and let's talk about that. Also, last episode I had a terrible FPS problem. I found out the cause. It was because I had created a traffic zone here in the hospital. Someone recommended to put maybe the hospital on restricted access like this. And that messed up my FPS real bad. When I went back to normal FPS, normal access here, it became a lot better. So be careful with those road commands. That's DO. Yeah, the DO commands. Be careful with those. Anyway, this video is about farming, so let's do that. We'll be using this screen a whole lot. So, in the beginning we made a farm in the basic series, and we just set it to use plump helmets all year round. I guess I should also tell you how to make farms before we begin with other stuffs. Making a farm is easy enough. If you just press B, you can make a farm plot. Then you can resize it with UMKH. Let's say I make one over here for now and press enter, and that's it. When that is done, this will need to be made by a farmer. A farmer will show up and make that farm. It's an ugly farm in the wrong spot over here, but fuck it, I'll remove it later. This way I can show you the options of how you can set which seeds to farm. And he should be nearly done, I think. Yeah, it's done. Okay. Now, if we queue over the farm, we can look into it and set what type of seeds we want to plant in which season. And that's important, the season that's down here. You can switch the seed between seasons with the A, B, C, D. So A is for spring, B is for summer, C is for autumn, and D is for winter. And not much plants grow in winter. And using this you can set plants to be seeded, planted in each season. Like so, if I want plump helmets here, I'm going to press plump helmets plus to get there, enter to set it, and then they'll put plump helmets in this season, in spring, in this farm. For now though, let's not set that, so let's do no seeds. Should be an option. Also, it's not showing any seeds here because I've been planting them in these other farms. Well, I can't remove it. But what I did with these other farms is I set multiple seeds to be sown in multiple seasons. Like this farm, I've set with in A in spring it's put in curry bushes. In the summer it puts in curry bushes. In the autumn it puts in curry bushes, and in the winter it does dimple cups. And the other farm I've done is sweet pods in the spring, sweet pods or pigtails in the summer, in the fall cave wheat, and in winter dimple cups. And this way all the sort of crops I can farm underground are sown, and I'll get some of all of them. But my plump helmet farm here, which just does plump helmets all year long, is the main food maker. One big plump helmet farm like this will feed 200 dwarves easily. Oh, what I should also tell is where you build a farm. Let's remove the farm over here. Just place it easily here. What you need to remember when placing a farm is do it in the soil. And that's the soft layers in the top, basically. So if you look at the mountain over here, so here's a wall of peat. That's a sort of soil, and there's more peat. There could be other stuff as well, like sands or more peat, or clay loam, or any type of sand, or silty clay loam. All this you can see it looks different than rock as well. In every texture pack it does that. Here's another type of soil. It's loamy sand. It's not this grey rocky stuff. It's looser. It's soil, it's dirt. It's the dirt on the surface, and yeah, beneath that is the rock, but on the surface is just that layer of dirt, and that's where you farm in. So that's why I placed the farm over here. It's a nice big flat area, so I know there's dirt under it. There's soil under it, to be correctly. And I made a passageway down here, a couple of levels, which goes up, so it doesn't cross my magma mode here, doesn't give any problems with that. And yeah, that's why I built the farms at this level. Okay, well, that's all about making the farms. Let's remove this farm for now. I don't need it all. It's already slated for removal. Good. So now you know how to build a farm and how to set up the farm. Now what to do with the items it makes, because you get a couple of items out of that, like plimp helmets make plimp helmets, and plimp helmets are easy to cook. You just cook a plimp helmet. You can do that straight. Your dwarves can eat the plimp helmet straight out of the barrel, basically, and the others you can't. And I prepared a little bit here beforehand. If I look here at the farmer's workshop, you can see some of the materials. Actually, I should show this. This is a big list of crops diagram. Now I'm obviously talking about the subterranean crops here, the dwarfy crops. There's also above ground crops, which work as well and have nearly the same options. So if you want to do that, be my guest. But there's also some problems with farming in fertilizing if you do this. And if you want to make an above ground farm, not just make a farm above ground, just like here in the middle of my fort. If I make a farm over here, let's see, would be light. Yeah, it's light and above ground, right on the surface, right on the dirt. Then I would have a farm. It's like complaining about no mud soil for the farm, but it should be mud soil here. There is soil beneath here. Maybe on level too high? No idea. But yeah, if you make it on the somewhere on the surface like that, then you get different crops to work with. So be careful to build it somewhere underground in the soil, for your underground crops at least. Okay, now let's talk about those crops. Let's get that chart back, and let's focus on the top ones here. So plump helmets are easy, just you make dwarven wine out of them or cook them into anything else. That just works. Or yeah, it goes also into raw food. Your dwarves can just eat that, just like berries, they can eat the plump helmets, but these others you can't. Like the quarry bushes here, for example. You need to, you can make quarry bush leaves out of them, but also rock nuts, which is, well, the sort of seed of a quarry bush, and that's the part that the dwarves like to eat. But that won't work normally. You need a farmer's workshop for that. You need a step for that, a process. If I go to the farmer's workshop, there's an option here for processing to bag. That makes quarry bushes and turns them into leaves and rock nuts. But you'll need a bag for that as well. And let's show you that in Dwarf Fortress. I keep forgetting you guys can't see the mouse here. That's such a shame. But if I go back to Dwarf Fort, I prepared some farmer's workshops. I prepared one here to be easy. Oh, and wait a minute, this food stockpile should be here. That's for an upcoming video. So I'm going to queue over this farmer's workshop over here. Then I'm going to press A, and now I could process the bag, but I don't have any quarry bushes yet, or I don't have enough bags. If you don't have enough bags, take a look at the leather working video and make some leather bags in that, or cloth bags would work as well. But yeah, you just go to farmer's workshops, press enter to do this. Or, well, I would if I could. It's in red now, so it won't work. But that's how you process quarry bushes. Then some leaves get created, which are kind of useless as far as I know. Also the rock nuts, and that can be used in cooking. Okay, so that's just one of them though. The others, let's go back to the chart. Cave wheat, for example, you need to mill into flour. I'll make a separate video about milling, because there's like 2 types of milling. If you wanted the easy way though, I guess I can give you good tip, make a quern, and at the quern you can mill plants, and that will make flour out of that, and you can use the flour to cook with. So that's it in a nutshell. More about milling in an upcoming episode. Okay, back to the crop list. Now, the next one, plump helmet, we know. Next one is pigtail. Pigtail is actually not something for food. Well, you can brew it into ale, which is fine. But if you take a normal pigtail, it shows the line goes around here to pigtail thread. It turns into cloth, basically. And you need to process that also with the farmer's workshop. And that's the process plants option. Just the P option. That takes any rope-like plant and turns it into thread. So you can use that in your cloth industry. So that's how you get started with your cloth industry. So let's give an order. Again, queuing over the farmer's workshop. Add an option. Process plants, P or enter, and press R to do it infinitely, and then all the plants which are you can turn into thread will be made into thread. Apparently I don't have any because the order has been cancelled already. Some will grow though, it'll take some time, and if I had done this earlier I could have shown this off better, but oh well. Okay, so that's pigtails, and those threads you can use in your cloth industry, and that's I'll talk about the cloth industry in a different video as well. So what's next? That is sweet pods. You can turn that into dwarven rum. As alcohol, that's fine. Brewing it into alcohol just from a sweet pod is fine. But if you want to turn it into food, you need to make dwarven sugar out of the sweet pod. It's basically sweet potato, the sweet pod, you could say. And you do that by processing plants to barrel. And that's the L option. Let's go back to the Dwarf Fortress here, back to the Farmer's Workshop. L to process the barrel. Let's do that instantly. Repeat it. The task doesn't work because I don't have any plants, any sweet pods or anything around which can be processed to barrel. But if I had some, this would work, and then my cooks could use that's sugar to cook some nice sugary meals. Who doesn't like that? Okay, back to the list. Next option is the dimple cups, and that's for dye. Dimple cup makes dimple dye, and that is done, I think, also at the Farmer's Workshop. Where does that go straight to the diary? I think it goes straight to the diary. Let's just search for dimple cups for a second. I should have prepared this better. It can be milled into blue dimple dye. So yeah, also take a look at the milling episode, or just use a quern, which is the easy way. Mill plants again. If I had any, then it would be milled, and I could use that in a diary, which is part of the cloth industry, which will be part of an upcoming episode. And yeah, that's basically what you need to do with all your foods. Again, you don't. This is advanced stuff. You don't need to do this if you just make plump helmets all year long. It'll work. It'll feed your dwarves, especially if you combine it with some animal husbandry, which I'll talk about in the next episode, where you get some eggs. Your dwarves can eat plump helmets forever. They could also eat forever from just some chickens, basically. I think 6 chickens are fine enough to feed a fortress. I don't know if that works exactly, but combined with plump helmets, it's way more than you need. Okay, so I think that's all about you need to know about advanced farming. Now you know how to make those farms, where to place them in the soil, what to do with the items you get from farming. And yeah, and then in our other episodes we'll talk about the other farming stuffs, but yeah, stay tuned for at least for the milling and clothier episodes. Okay, I think that's all you need to know. I'll hope you enjoyed this and learned something, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, here's a quick little note to show you guys my Patreon. This Patreon is a site where you can give money per month to artists like me, so we get a little bit of more stable income. If you were so nice to do that, you can also get yourself dwarfed. If you pay $1 per month, you can get yourself on the dwarfing list. If you pay 10, you can give me a suggestion for a game to play. I already played FTL because of that. And yeah, here's the dwarfing list. There's some dwarfs in here, so I need a whole lot more. So yeah, please sign up on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/DFVIDTUTS.